General session of the Franklin County Board of Commissioners for May 23rd, 2023, with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Boyce.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. As a reminder, this is a public meeting. It's being recorded, so if everyone that's calling in would please remember to mute your phone line. Thank you very much. If we could get the approval of the minutes of the May 16th, 2023 general session and the May 11th, 2023 voting session.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Thank you. The minutes have been approved.
Okay. All right. We will begin this morning with the Court of Common Pleas.
Resolution number 40123. Resolution authorizing professional services from Always With Us Charities for the Justice for All 2023 Summer Youth Camp in the amount of $20,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kimberly Canada, Director of Finance for the Common Pleas Court. And with me is Judge Jiza Page, Judge Daniel Hawkins, and Mr. George Reese from Always With Us Charities. This resolution approves the contract with Always With Us Charities for professional services for the Common Pleas Court General Justice for All Youth Camp. This camp will be held at The Ohio State University Moritz College of Law and will facilitate 48 youth who will learn about criminal law in the overall judicial system. The camp is scheduled for one summer session beginning June 12th, 2023 through June 17th, 2023. Pending any questions, we request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 401-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 40123 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank
Kimberly.
you.
All right, to the engineer. And for the first resolution, we have a public hearing for Resolution 40223. Madam Clerk, will you please read the public hearing into the record?
Mr. President, you forgot to say Happy Infrastructure Day.
Oh,
So I just
Well,
wanted to let you know that
excuse me.
Can't
On this
forget that.
momentous
whenever
occasion,
the engineer comes up,
May
you just-
23rd, 2023, Happy Infrastructure Day to everybody.
Yes.
Mr. Engineer, welcome. Can you please introduce the public record for Infrastructure Day on 40223?
Establishing, altering, and widening of Elmore Avenue, Township Road number 1057, from Carl Road, County Road number 76, to Cleveland Avenue, County Road number 75, Clinton Township, Franklin County, Ohio. Viewed engineer to file plans as necessary.
If you'd like me to talk about the project, I can, or if you'd like
This is
to
for the
open
public
up.
hearing
I'm
portion.
sorry.
Commissioner.
If there are, I'm sorry.
I'd like
is there- go ahead.
the public hearing.
Yeah, if there's anybody in the, so we're having a public hearing on this issue. If there's anybody in the room who would like to speak on a public hearing, please. Or if there's anybody online. Hearing none and seeing none, Mr.
I have to read into the record, Commissioner.
I'm sorry, I thought you did that already.
That's okay.
Can you please read the public hearing into the record?
Yes. Resolution number 40223. Close the hearing.
Go ahead.
No, she said you got to close it.
You have to close the public hearing, Commissioner.
All right. We'll close the public hearing since there's no one here that would like to speak on it. So now if you read the public hearing into the record.
Resolution number 40223, establishing, altering, and widening of Elmore Avenue, Township Road number 1057, from Carl Road, County Road number 76, to Cleveland Avenue, County Road number 75, Clinton Township, Franklin County, Ohio. Viewed, engineer to file plans as necessary.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Cornell Robertson, Franklin County Engineer, and with me today is Brad Foster, Assistant County Engineer. I'll present the first three resolutions, and Brad will present the second three. Commissioners, this capital improvement project is in the northeast part of Franklin County. It is in Clinton Township, along Elmore Avenue from Carl Road to Cleveland Avenue. This resolution is the second in a series of two to declare the project necessary and will allow the engineer's office to begin the infrastructure investment, including design for 3,600 feet of sidewalk along the south side of Elmore Avenue. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
There are no comments or questions. Move for approval of resolution 40223. Sorry, I'm on the wrong one. 40123.
No, you were right, 402, Commissioner.
402 is correct.
40223. You know what?
We're doing great. Is there a second?
Second. I'm sorry. I was reading another legislation. I'm sorry.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 40223 has been adopted.
All right. We have a second public hearing.
Janine?
Clerk, if you would please read the public hearing into the record.
Establishing, altering, and widening of Innis Road, County Road number 171, from Cleveland Avenue, County Road number 75, to Westerville Road, State Route 3, Clinton Township and Mifflin Township, Franklin County, Ohio. Viewed engineer to file plans as necessary.
All right, I'd like to open the public hearing to for this resolution. Is there anyone here in the room or online who would like to speak to the public hearing? Well, hearing and seeing none, I'd like to close the public hearing and have the clerk read the resolution into the record again.
Resolution number 40323, establishing, altering, and widening of Innis Road, County Road number 171, from Cleveland Avenue, County Road number 75, to Westerville Road, State Route 3, Clinton Township and Mifflin Township, Franklin County, Ohio. Viewed, engineer to file plans as necessary.
Commissioners, this is a very similar resolution to the previous. This capital improvement project is also in the northeast part of the county, in both Clinton Township and Mifflin Township along Innis Road from Cleveland Avenue to Westerville Road. This infrastructure investment will utilize federal safety funding through the Ohio Department of Transportation to build sidewalk, a pedestrian crossing near a transit stop, and reduce the number of lanes for vehicular traffic. This resolution is the second in a series of two to declare the project necessary and will allow the engineer's office to begin designing this infrastructure investment. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
Thank you. If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of resolution 403-23.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 40323 has been adopted. Resolution number 40423, pursuant to Ohio Revised Code, Section 5543.06, setting Thursday, November 16th, 2023, at 5:30 PM at the Villa Milano Banquet and Conference Center for the annual meeting of the Franklin County Engineer between Township and County authorities.
Yes, as stated, this resolution sets the annual meeting of the county engineer among township and county authorities for Thursday, November 16th at 5:30 PM at Villa Milano Banquet and Conference Center. In the past, this meeting was often held in the spring of the year. However, the unfortunate COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic offset it to the fall, so we're rolling with a new time frame. I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of resolution 404-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 40423 has been adopted. Resolution number 40523, Burgess and Nyepel Incorporated, consulting engineers appointed to assist the Franklin County Engineer by providing detailed design, engineering, and construction inspection services for the Beach Road 0.00 over Big Darby Creek Bridge Project, Brown Township, Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $294,104.69.
Good morning, Commissioners. Brad Foster with the Franklin County Engineers Office, representing Engineer Cornell Robertson. Our next resolution seeks approval of a contract with Burgess and Nyepel Incorporated, consulting engineers, to provide detailed design engineering, construction inspection services for Beach Road 0.00 over Big Darby Creek Bridge Project. Burgess and Nyepel is a local engineering firm and was chosen by an engineering qualifications-based selection process. This project is located in western Franklin County, and Brown Township. The project seeks to identify and perform necessary maintenance activities to the bridge. Pending any questions, I would ask for your approval.
Yeah, I'm sorry, is it Brad?
Brad Foster, yes.
Mr. Foster. Hopefully easy questions. Very familiar with the bridge. It's relatively new, isn't it?
So yes, I believe the Beach Road Bridge was constructed in the 90s. So this resolution seeks to start our maintenance of that bridge.
So not necessarily anything wrong with it, just
Nope.
making sure that we're doing maintenance, upkeep, checking
Yep,
on it. Okay.
it's mainly maintenance.
Beautiful bridge.
We're looking at post-tensioning of the beams and checking the beams of the bridge.
Okay.
All right, if there are no additional comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 405-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 40523 has been adopted. Resolution number 40623, Kimley Horn and Associates Incorporated, consulting engineers appointed to assist the Franklin County engineer by providing detailed engineering services for the Roar Road from Bixby Road to Shook Road Improvement Project, Hamilton Township, Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $602,998.
Commissioners, our next resolution seeks approval of a contract with Kimley Horn and Associates Incorporated, consultant engineers to provide detailed design engineering for Roar Road from Bixby Road to Shook Road Improvement Project. Kimley Horn and Associates is a local engineering firm that was chosen via the engineers' qualifications-based selection process. This project is located in the Rickenbacker area and is in southeast Franklin County. This is a collaborative project with OBETS, the Franklin County Transportation Improvement District, along with private developers. This project seeks to improve capacity and safety along the corridor by adding a two-way left-hand turn lane and includes pedestrian facility upgrades and also with the intersection at Creekside Parkway. Pending any questions, I would ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, I move for approval of Resolution 406-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 40623 has been adopted. Resolution number 40723, final encumbrance of county motor vehicle license fee, $5 funds to the city of Westerville.
Our final resolution today, this is for the city of Westerville, has submitted a request for license fee funds to pay for the improvement of Sunbury Road between the southern Corporal Line and County Line Road. Also includes Central College Avenue between State Street and Spring Road, and Walnut Street between Hempstead and Sunbury Road. The county engineer has viewed, and the proposed use of the funds has been determined to meet the allowable use. Pending any questions, I would ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 407-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 40723 has been adopted.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you all very much, and be sure to enjoy your infrastructure Tuesday.
All
Mr.
right.
Engineer.
Thank you.
See you later.
To the Sheriff's Department.
Resolution number 40823, resolution authorizing a non-general fund supplemental appropriation for the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. Albert Smith, Assistant Finance Director for the Sheriff's Office. Our resolution authorizes supplemental appropriation for our Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. Part of the funds will be utilized to send our task force members to their annual ICAT conference in Atlanta, Georgia in June, which is covered by our current ICAT grant. In addition to the conference funding, we requested $38,000 to accommodate any additional items needed for the task force, and this will also be covered by the grant. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 40823.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 40823 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Albert. Alcohol, Drug, and Mental Health Board.
Resolution number 40923, Resolution authorizing execution of a contract with CTL Engineering Incorporated to provide material testing and inspection services associated with the planning, design, and new construction of a mental health and addiction crisis center in the amount of $142,624.
Good morning, Commissioners. Darla Reardon, Director, Public Facilities Management. Also joining me today is Jonathan Thomas, Adam H., Chief Operating Officer. Today, we have two resolutions associated with the planning, design, and construction of the new Franklin County Crisis Care Center to be operated by Adam H. This first resolution authorizes execution of a contract with CTL Engineering to provide material testing and inspection services for the project. A RFQ process was employed and 2 responses were received. CTL exhibited itself as the most qualified vendor to provide the scope of services. CTL is a local minority business enterprise, and this is a not-to-exceed contract. Pending any questions, we respectfully request your approval of this contract with CTL Engineering, Inc. Thank you.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 409-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Boyce, or
Yes.
excuse me, Commissioner Crawley. My apologies.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
How would you insult her like that? This is so terrible. Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 40923 has been adopted. Resolution number 41023. Resolution authorizing execution of an agreement with Corda Nemeth Engineering Incorporated to provide enhanced commissioning services associated with the planning, design, and new construction of a mental health and addiction crisis center in the amount of $412,500.
The second resolution authorizes execution of a contract with Corda Nemeth Engineering, Inc. to provide enhanced commissioning services for the Franklin County Crisis Care Center project. An RFQ process was employed and 6 responses were received. Corda Nemeth exhibited itself as the most qualified vendor to provide the scope of services. Corda Nemeth is a local firm, and this is a not-to-exceed contract. Pending any questions, we respectfully request your approval of this contract with Corda Nemeth Engineering, Inc. Thank you.
If there are no comments or questions, I move for approval of Resolution 410-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 41023 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Darla. Emergency Management Agency.
Resolution number 41123. Resolution authorizing non-general fund supplemental appropriations related to warning sirens.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jeff Young, representing Franklin County Emergency Management and Homeland Security. Coming before you is a supplemental appropriation in our warning fund related to the operation and maintenance of the tornado siren system. As part of the warning fund budget, we routinely anticipate the need to relocate several sirens each year, as well as the potential for a local jurisdiction to add a tornado siren within an underserved area. The warning fund budget is developed to also include the revenue for these items and services, since all costs are fully reimbursed by the local jurisdiction who maintain actual ownership of any new sirens. This year, the city of New Albany requested to add 2 sirens to the recently annexed northeast areas, and the addition of these 2 new sirens have presented an opportunity for us to install and pilot test solar-charged omnidirectional sirens. The cost and quantity of the 2 new sirens was slightly more than originally budgeted, and coupled with several recent siren relocations has resulted in the request for a supplemental budget appropriation to the warning fund. I'll gladly answer any questions you may have and ask for your approval of this resolution.
Well, I have a question.
Yes.
What is the amount?
The supplemental appropriation is for $15,000.
Oh, okay. All right. I was trying to pull it up. If there are no additional comments or questions, I move for approval of Resolution 411-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 41123 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Economic Development and Planning.
Resolution number 41223. Review of petition to annex 1.94 acres, more or less, from Madison Township to the city of Groveport. Case number ANX-21-23.
Good morning, Commissioners. Director Jim Schimmer. We have a petition to annex this morning, 1.94 acres plus or minus from Madison Township to the city of Groveport. Case number ANX 21-23. The owner of the property is David and Dawn Arlington. The site location is 5600 Groveport Road, parcel identification number 180-00921. The agent is Nate Green of the Montrose Group. The total perimeter of the site is approximately 1,538 feet with 1,538 feet or 100% being contiguous to the city of Groveport. Our analysis has shown that the applicant has in fact met all statutory requirements outlined in section 709.021 of the Ohio Revised Code. The applicant has provided proof of notification and a timeline and has provided a resolution from the city of Groveport identifying the services that will be provided once the annexation has been approved, and a statement regarding possible incompatible land uses and zoning buffer. Resolution number 2023-0013 was passed by the city of Groveport on May 8th of 2023. Our recommendation to you this morning is for your approval of this annexation.
If there are no comments or questions, I move for approval of Resolution 412-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 412-23 has been adopted. Resolution number 413-23. Review of petition to annex 2.3 acres, more or less, from Mifflin Township to the city of Columbus. Case number ANX-22-23.
Commissioners, the second annexation this morning is a resolution before you to consider an expedited annexation of 2.3 acres, more or less, from Mifflin Township to the city of Columbus. The petition case number is ANX-22-23. The owner is the Airport Commerce Park, LLC. The site is located at 2897 Johnston Road, parcel identification number 190-03117. David Hodge is the agent with Underhill and Hodge. The total perimeter of the site is approximately 1,342 feet, approximately 706 feet or 52.6% is contiguous to the city of Columbus. Our analysis has shown that the applicant has in fact met all of the statutory requirements outlined in 709.021 of the Ohio Revised Code. The applicant has provided proof of notification, the timeline, and has provided an ordinance from the city of Columbus identifying the services that will be provided once the annexation has been approved, and a statement regarding possible incompatible land uses in the zoning buffer. Ordinance number 1240-2023 was passed by the city of Columbus on May 1st of 2023. We are recommending this annexation to you this morning, and if you have any questions, I would be happy to answer those.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 413-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 413-23 has been adopted. Resolution number 414-23. Resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Philip D. Badger and Angela A. Badger at 2574 Kenny Lane, Grove City, Ohio, 43123. Julissa, you are muted.
Oh, I'm sorry. Good morning. I'm Julissa Tirushal, Administrative Assistant for ADP. I'll be presenting one discharge of mortgage for Philip D. Badger and Angela A. Badger. They received on July 15, 2006 from Franklin County a home loan for $15,000 on real estate commonly known as 2574 Kenny Lane, Grove City, Ohio. The requirements of the housing loan have been satisfied. The property taxes are paid in current, and I respectfully request the approval of the discharge of mortgage on this property.
There are no comments or questions. Move for approval of resolution
Thank you.
414-23.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Has to be a full moon or eclipse or something.
Yeah,
I
we
don't
had some
know.
interesting stuff here today. I'll tell you what, throughout the pandemic and everything, all of our new technology, we've had a lot of interesting stuff over the years. We have never had somebody present upside down.
That was gonna be my question. Like,
I've not
how
had
did
that
happen?
That's a,
Well, we're just trying to keep you all in focus here. I'm sorry about that, but
she did a great job
Julissa
hanging up.
Julissa does a nice job. Yes, she does.
She
So
does.
thank you, Commissioners. Have a good morning.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 414-23 has been adopted.
Thank you.
See, Jim, even, you can tell her she even does a great job standing on her head. So,
Well, it's one for the books, but anyway, she does do a great job. So thank you very much. Appreciate it. Have a good day.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Julissa. All right, on to Job and Family Services.
Resolution number 415-23. Resolution approving a subaward amendment with the Vincentian Ohio Action Network for workforce recruitment and training services in support of the Franklin County Cafe Overlook, an increase of $874,992.51 for a new total of $1,132,804.15.
Good morning, Commissioners. Bart Logan, Job and Family Services. As the clerk mentioned, this is an agreement with Vincentian of Ohio Action Network to continue serving as our workforce and recruitment partner for Cafe Overlook, which will be celebrating its one-year anniversary today. VOAN specializes in assisting justice-involved and restored residents through their Accompanying Returning Citizens with Hope, or ARCH program, and they support un and underemployed individuals as well in finding jobs. Through this agreement, they will partner with our friends at Service to recruit and receive referrals and train approximately 80 residents for opportunities with the cafe. So the trainees will receive 40 hours of soft skills training. That includes resume development, interviewing, problem solving, and conflict resolution, as well as access to ongoing wraparound supports and barrier removal services, things like childcare, even healthcare and mental health. VOAN will also partner with ECDI to provide opportunities to connect them with industry-recognized food safety certifications. And partners or participants will receive a training stipend, and once employed, earn wages starting at $15 an hour plus benefits. And then VOAN will continue to provide ongoing career counseling and help identifying career advancement opportunities through their time with a Cafe Overlook. This resolution aligns with goal number 3 of your Rise Together blueprint around increasing access to relevant training for credentials that meet local demand for employer commitments to hire and promote. And pending any questions, we respectfully ask for your approval.
I will, Mr. President. if
Yes,
you don't
please.
mind, make some comments. I just want to say congratulations. I know we are doing something today, or at least going to the 16th floor to celebrate Cafe Overlook's 1-year anniversary. I'm just really proud of this program, this workforce development program. It's interesting. I was just in Indianapolis, I don't know, last week or 2 weeks ago. Sorry, I've been doing a lot of traveling, and we were there to pitch to get the American Legion's 2028 conference there. And one of the first questions that I got from one of the Legionnaires was, you know, for our conference, like, what is the county doing to make sure that we have a workforce? Like, how are we supporting workforce for our restaurant industry, travel and tourism? And I was able to really highlight this workforce development program, Cafe Overlook, and what's happening for our neighbors and our staff through Cafe Overlook, and we won the bid, so we will have the conference here, or their convention here, but was just really proud to talk about, I mean, we talk about building futures and driving futures and Rose to Work and all of the other programs that we have, but this one, when we think about the vision that went into it by our Deputy County Administration, obviously the support of the board, and being able to see it thrive over a year, and how this is just transformational for the staff is just inspiring. And so happy to celebrate them, happy to support this resolution for this ongoing program. And I just want to encourage everyone who's in here or online, please, they have a new strawberry lemonade that's available. They're always introducing new things. The food is absolutely wonderful. The customer service is excellent and impeccable. And so if you haven't already, please go to Cafe Overlook, but especially today, and congratulate them on 1 year. Thank you.
President O'Grady.
Please.
Kenneth Wilson, County Administrator. Yes, Cafe Overlook has been a success, and also I want to point out that we've learned that Cafe Overlook will be one of 3 county programs recognized on July 23rd at the National Association of Counties annual conference for a NACO Achievement Award. So Cafe Overlook again will have the chance to be recognized on the national stage for the innovation that was behind this, and doing the right thing for our residents is another example. So looking forward to that. County Futures also was recognized, which is a similar concept, as well as the Franklin County Rapid Resource Center. So we're all looking forward to that this summer.
Please.
Thank you, President O'Grady. I was going to add that I can remember when we were cooking up this idea. I didn't get that. Anyways, all right. Thanks for the drum beat, Commissioner Crawley. But I do recall during the pandemic, and we were really evaluating our use, not just of this building and sort of public facilities in general, but thinking how we could be creative with connecting our actions with our blueprint plan. And this is one of those ideas. This just goes to show that the work in poverty that we looked at to address poverty, well, this isn't just that. It's a creative way of thinking about the use of our own resources to expand workforce development, but also provide a skill that is entrepreneurial, that is technical in nature, and that not I'm going to say anyone can do, but that people can access. And if you have the interest to be in the hospitality industry or in food service, it's one way, and I think Commissioner Crowley laid it out very well with all the other programs that she had identified. But a lot of these came out of the pandemic, and if there were a silver lining in these last few years of that experience, it's that we were joking about the technology, for example, but we've rethought how we can deliver services, how we can engage in different ways, and to me, that's profound. You know, we weren't having video presentations before pandemic. The pandemic, we had to get approved from the legislature at the time to even do some of those things. So I like the progress that I see in the broad picture about Franklin County, and so definitely Cafe Overlook is a shining star in that. I don't get to eat there that much, to be honest with you. I don't really eat lunch that much, but I do know the times I have been, I would co-sign on what you said about the service, the food, and the hospitality in general. And so congratulations to all the folks at Cafe Overlook, and to Chris Long and Administrator Wilson, and I think Deputy Administrator Bivens really put a lot of thought and time into that when we challenged them. And so I think you should all take a minute to reflect on your personal contribution, and that's definitely a shining star and a stripe on your shoulder in terms of being thoughtful and creative, and something positive out of these last few years that have been not so great. So congratulations to everyone.
Yeah.
Well, between Commissioner Boyce's attempt at a joke this morning, Deputy Administrator Long's dad jokes that she's always passing along in my office, regrettably. We'll move on from that. But,
I can't believe you guys are laughing. I was thinking about that the whole time we were
Oh,
talking.
no.
I know, we can tell.
It just didn't.
We can tell you.
Yeah, it just didn't hit. You all were like, yeah, we were cooking it up. Yeah.
But, the Cafe Overlook was definitely a product of the pandemic, and when the pandemic hit and we had to close the cafeteria upstairs, I'm not sure a lot of people were upset about that. But then there was a lot of anticipation for the opening of Cafe Overlook, and it's certainly been a big shining star over the last year. When I was in Denmark a few months ago, I sent all you guys some pictures because I went and met with the mayor of our sister city, Odense, and when we were there, Kevin and I and Jamie Staley from Sister Cities, we were treated by the mayor to lunch in the mayor's office, and the mayor of Odense in City Hall has a chef on staff, or he refers to himself as a gastronomist. And I sent pictures back, and I said, I'd like to say that I think we need one of these in the courthouse, but we don't, because we have our own chefs here in Cafe Overlook, and very forward thinking of our folks to bring on board three well-known Columbus restaurateurs, and Matthew and Sangita and Aletha, who are phenomenal. Now we just have to figure out how to use them in the right way when we have guests here, because we do on occasion have some important guests here. So, but they have been doing a fantastic job. They've changed the offerings that our employees have here in the building, and our guests that are here, whether they're here to serve on juries or they're here to do business in the courthouse for whatever reason, and it's been a breath of fresh air, and folks are pretty happy about it. So we applaud them for what they've done. We applaud them for the work that they've done and the way that they've changed workforce opportunities here at the courthouse and in Franklin County for folks that are looking to get into this line of business. And so we are very happy about it, and so we thank them, and we're going to celebrate them here later this morning.
And President O'Grady, and I if you
Please.
don't mind, I hate to put Deputy County Administrator Chris Long on the spot, but I will.
Oh, please, you do not. None of us hate to do that. We love doing that.
But, I mean, she's just been so close to this, and so I didn't know if you wanted to just say a few words about your your relationship with service, and just, like, when I came to the county, we had this first conversation about it, and we're a year in now on the other side, so.
Thank you, Commissioners. I absolutely am thrilled that we're a year in, and this was at the direction of the board to challenge all of us and county administration and directors and others to come up with new ways of thinking. And this was one of those items. I'm a daily hard copy dispatch reader with my cup of tea in the morning. And as throughout the pandemic, early stages of the pandemic, there were so many different creative things that were being talked about, or areas of real concern. And it was just one of those times when Ken, to Joy, Eric, and I were really trying to push us to come up with different ideas, thinking about what we could do in that cafeteria and what we could do with the ways that all of our agencies touch the lives of people in our community every day, and how could we marry those two up? And so I'm so thrilled that we're here now, and we have such talent in the food industry in our community to be able to put those two things together. I'm just really, really pleased at where we are, and I'm personally pleased that I can get a great cup of coffee any time of the day. And so that was also really important for me. But all kidding aside, it's the kind of work that the new staff at Cafe Overlook get from front to end, whether it's food prep, being a barista, customer service, the marketing, all of that goes into the talent that these individuals are going to come out of this experience with a pipeline through our county agencies of folks who need either underemployed or not employed to be able to have a fresh start. So thrilled to be here. I'm thrilled at the leadership of the board, and Ken, your challenges to be here and put things into practice of what we talk about all the time. So thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you,
Congratulations.
Administrator. You know, I don't want to belabor the point too much, but as I'm sitting here, I'm remembering Commissioner Boyce and I, in 2020, when we were in the midst of the pandemic, and as you reminded us, as we were meeting virtually, we were doing everything virtually. Heck, you and I had to campaign for reelection virtually that year. But we spent a lot of time highlighting, as did Jim's department at EDP, along with our county administration, highlighting restaurants and the struggles of the restaurant industry that year, all throughout that year. Commissioner Boyce was, and still does occasionally, highlighting pizza shops, pizza parlors all over town. And used to call me and ask me for thoughts and recommendations, send me text messages, and where can I get a pizza? I know you know pizza shop owners all over town, and so yeah, it still does occasionally. And we used to do Facebook Live. Both of us used to do Facebook Live back then because we didn't have the ability to be out in the community talking to folks, not just for campaign purposes, just to be able to do our jobs every day. And I would highlight restaurant owners on Facebook Live virtually because we couldn't meet with them in person, and Commissioner Boyce would do the same thing, but that kind of came back to the courthouse because we had to shut down the cafeteria and had to rethink what we were doing, and that cafeteria sat empty for 2 years?
About, yes.
Almost 2 years. And had to be redesigned and refurbished and refreshed. But if you go all the way back to then in 2020, I mean, we created new programs in EDP to help restaurant owners and restaurateurs during that time. And so this all kind of was a part of that and came from what the restaurant industry was dealing with and was struggling with in 2020 and 2021. And so Cafe Overlook and Service all was born certainly out of the pandemic, but out of our experience being, through the Economic Development Planning Department, county administration, being county commissioners, and dealing with this community in Franklin County and what we were seeing, not just countywide, but statewide and nationwide, the struggles of the restaurant industry, restaurant owners, and they're still dealing with it today. And Service and Cafe Overlook are, a part of trying to help rebuild over the last 3 years. So
This board put a special emphasis, President O'Grady, Commissioner Boyce, and Commissioner Crawley, on assisting small businesses and reaching out to small businesses through the equity fund that was set up, the small business recovery and resiliency fund that was set up, various efforts with the use of COVID dollars to lift up restaurants, hospitality, travel, and tourism was the focus of this board, and a big part of assisting in the comeback that this community has had. So you all deserve a lot of credit for that. Talked about takeout food and different spots to get takeout food as the restaurants recovered. And one of the things that I'm most happy about is I'd always been a fan of social entrepreneurships in the county, helping social entrepreneurs through our grant programs and EDP. But what was bold about Cafe Overlook, Chris always went through my back door all the way through the pandemic. Wasn't many people in the building. And she talked about, we can have our own baristas and we can have, talking about coffee. Coffee was one of her first motivations. And me being who I am, I'm like, let's make it happen. Let's have a county sponsor the next social entrepreneurship, because this community has a number of them. We all know who they are, who have a focus on helping people get on their feet at the same time they're able to make enough to make a living. So that's one of my things I like most about Cafe Overlook. We were able to do it within the confines of government, Our prosecutor's office helped us get through some hurdles to make it happen, because with our bold ideas, sometimes we need help to guide us to where we want to be. So I want to thank Janine Hummer and Robin in the prosecutor's office and all those folks that worked with us. It was definitely a team effort, but I'm proud of that effort because it was some bold thought at times. I think how we're going to do this. Vivian Turner at JFS was also helpful. It's numerous people to name. We're lucky to have the team we had to make Cafe Overlook happen.
Right, and our facilities team, PFM, it was, everyone was involved. So, again, the leadership of this board put it in place.
Yeah,
So
I guess
thank you.
I just, by doing, or saying what I said, I just wanted to make sure that, you know, we emphasize the fact that this didn't just kind of happen one day. It was all born out of, you know, all that we went through, and all that we experienced. And, you know, we knew we had to reopen something on the 16th floor, and you guys, and don't get me wrong, I don't think we should take any of the credit. You guys did it. The county administration did it, but it was kind of born out of the fact that we just all experienced so much back in 2020 in particular with the shutdowns. You remember, I mean, we had these shutdown orders, no restaurant, I mean, all the restaurants were closed, people were struggling, you know. Then they wanted to reopen. It was like, can we reopen patios? Can we reopen? You know, all these things were happening. And this was kind of born out of all of that we all experienced and went through. We were telling a story, you know, just a couple of weeks ago about, do you remember when we all used to, like, you know, meet with our friends in in people's driveways and, you know, have like a little cocktail party, or when we had friends where we would meet like in a parking lot and park your cars 20, 30 feet apart and, you know, exchange gifts or exchange whatever. And you just didn't want to, everybody was so afraid of everything. We didn't, you know, that was just a few years ago, and that's what we were all dealing with. And this was born out of that kind of stuff. That's, I guess, what I was trying to get across. And so we're only a few years past all of that, and, you know, we don't want to go back there. So, anyway, sorry. Thank you.
Thank you, commissioners.
Thank
So
you.
anyway, I think we are still on resolution 41523.
Yep, if there are no additional comments or questions, I move for approval of resolution 415-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 415-23 has been adopted. Resolution number 416-23, resolution approving a COVID-19 recovery grant subaward amendment with TechCores Ohio for summer youth technology programming for an increase of $178,000 for a revised contract amount of $674,000.
Commissioners, this amendment is a response to the need for increased youth engagement during the summer months. So we've expanded our agreement with TechCore of Ohio to increase the number of youth, high school age youth participating in their summer youth work experience program. So this is a paid summer work experience component for students who successfully complete their year-round computer career core program during the academic year. Over the 6 weeks, they will receive help develop skills in web development, cybersecurity, data analytics, working on developing things like apps as well, and again, continue to get that exposure for these in-demand careers in tech. The youth can complete up to 120 hours of training and earn wages, and TechCore will target approximately 125 TANF-eligible youth ages 14 to 16 for this summer. This resolution supports youth goal number 11 of the Rise Together Blueprint, which is increasing the number of students at or near the poverty level experiencing academic success. And it also reflects your recognition of gun violence as a public health crisis and demonstrates that commitment to funding youth summer employment, after school, and engagement activities to give our youngest residents alternatives to social isolation, mental stress that can pose risks to their safety and well-being. Pending any questions, I respectfully ask for approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of resolution 416-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 41623 has been adopted. Resolution number 41723, resolution authorizing Franklin County Department of Job and Family Services Director to enter into a memorandum of understanding and related amendments and extensions with Community Refugee and Immigration Services for on-site case management services.
Commissioners, Community Refugee and Immigration Services, or CRIS, are one of our refugee social service providers and part of our RSS collaborative. They are one of the resettlement agencies serving new Americans. And through this MOU, we'll propose providing one on-site case manager at their new location there in the northwest side. On their campus to determine eligibility for core benefits like the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, Ohio Works First Cash Assistance, our Prevention, Retention, and Contingency Emergency Assistance, as well as Medicaid and other programs administered by the agency. We'll provide those services to those residents there on site. The initial term of the MOU is from May 1st, 2023 through April the 30th of 2024 and contains 2 one-year options to extend it with agreement from all parties. And pending any questions, we respectfully ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 417-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 41723 has been adopted. Resolution number 41823, resolution approving a contract with Advocacy and Communication Solutions, LLC, for consultation services to provide cost modeling and planning support for redeveloping the former Franklin County Corrections Center site to serve as a high-quality early learning center in the amount of $72,000.
Commissioners, with the opening of the new James A. Carnes Correction Center, the county is looking to commence demolition of the Correction Center downtown here joining us. We recognize that access as well to affordable and high-quality childcare is a barrier for so many Franklin County families, including many county employees, and that's why through this continued partnership, we're going to continue that exploration around the feasibility for redeveloping that site to serve as this early learning center. It's something that I think we should all be really proud of and what we're looking at here from a county and from local government. I'm talking about tearing down a jail to put up a child care center. There wasn't a blueprint when we began this project, and that's why we worked with ACS and some of their subcontracted partners, including EMC Research and P5 Strategies on this. ACS is a locally based women-owned business, has worked around our early learning strategy and partners across the nation as well, and internationally too. And over the past year, we worked with them to complete assessments, determine the operational cost of a center at varying sizes, including upwards of 400 slots for children, as well as other needs for boards of commissioner agency staff there. They also completed work on the initial framework, prepared cost modeling estimates for high-quality care, and conducted a study and survey of employees in Franklin County as well as the city of Columbus to determine need for child care. Among those, we saw that over 70% of city and county employees, including 73% of county employees, strongly supported the idea of pursuing a county-operated child care status, and that's regardless of their status as a parent. So under this agreement, ACS is going to continue to enhance that framework, working with our agency, with the Commissioner's Office and County Administration, as well as Public Facilities Management, to support the project design phase and provide research and analysis to help finalize the project. And pending any questions, we submit this for your approval of this resolution.
Thank you. If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 418-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 41823 has been adopted. Resolution number 41923, Resolution approving a COVID-19 recovery grant and TANF subaward agreement with Community Arts Project doing business as King Arts Complex and Columbus Recreation and Parks for summer youth enrichment programming in the amount of $123,133.90.
Commissioners, youth attending our Columbus Recreation and Parks and King Arts Complex summer camps, as well as all of our youth enrichment, summer enrichment programming attendees receive academic instruction and support. They'll engage in some social emotional learning and gain hands-on experience in science, technology, the arts, engineering, and math, or STEAM, through projects, as well as get leadership development. Each program also incorporates trauma-informed care and stress management practices, as well as things like, healthy, nutritious meals, outdoor activities. The Recs and Parks camps also include arts and sports and therapeutic activities in safe, enriching environments that promote positive youth development, incorporate academic improvement. And they'll also offer activities around in cultural diversity, conflict resolution, leadership development. Our King Arts Complex camp attendees will explore age-appropriate social justice activities and have the opportunity to learn from local artists and engage in other fun activities over the summer months. They're designed to provide an environment that encourages that personal skills development and SEL, social emotional learning, as well as character and confidence building. These two providers will serve approximately 150 TANF eligible youth, and combined with our other out of school time and summer providers, you will be serving north of 1,400 young people ages 5 to 13 in these free enriching summer camps over the summer. And pending any questions, we respectfully ask for approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 41923.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 41923 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners. I should also mention for any viewers at home, if you are looking to still want to register a kiddo in your household or a young adult for summer work experience, as well as those summer camps, head to our website, jfs.franklincountyohio.gov/summer. We've got information and registration details for all of our summer camps and work experience programs.
Thank you.
All right, Justice Policy and Programs.
Resolution number 42023. Resolution approving two subgrant award agreements with the City of Columbus on behalf of the Franklin County Municipal Court for public safety initiatives under the FY 2020 Justice Assistance Grant in the amount of $21,300.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. Rochelle Pride, Director for the Office of Justice Policy and Program. The resolution before the board today is for approval of two subrecipient awards and contracts. The first is with the Franklin County Municipal Court for personal protective equipment in the amount of $3,800. The Franklin County Municipal Court Department of Pretrial and Probation Services, in coordination with law enforcement and victim services partners, have developed a strategic enforcement response team known as CERT, which utilizes specially trained probation officers to provide intensive supervision and response, including warrants apprehension and home visits alongside local law enforcement where risks of danger may be more prevalent. The funding for this project is in part of our FY 2020 Improving Criminal Justice Responses to Domestic Violence, along with other inmate partner violence prevention efforts. The second is also with our Franklin County Municipal Court, Unleashing Potential Specialty Court Program in the amount of $17,500. In calendar year 2022, the Franklin County Municipal Court, under the leadership of Judge Jessica DeVarga, launched the Unleashing Potential Court Program, which focuses its work with individuals 18 to 25 years old charged with a nonviolent offense and screened as moderate to high risk for recidivism. The goals of the UP Court are to ensure public safety and reduce recidivism of young adults through collaboration between the courts, their counsel, city agencies, and community-based programs focused on embedding intentional services aimed at increasing the assets of young adults. The UP program intends to use award funding to support a contract with Think, Make, Live Youth to embed a credible messenger program with the specialty court, and who will also then provide linkage to other services up to, but not limited to, behavioral health screening, leadership training, as well as workforce development. Pending any questions, we would seek your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, I move for approval of Resolution 420-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 420-23 has been adopted. Resolution number 421-23. Resolution approving a sub-grant award agreement with the City of Columbus on behalf of the Franklin County Municipal Court for public safety initiatives under the FY 2022 through 2023 Targeted Community Alternatives to Prison Grant Program in the amount of $82,500.
This resolution is actually a follow-up to our previous resolution that we just reviewed. And it is for the remaining support of the Unleashing Potential Specialty Court Program. To support the total funding request of $100,000, OJPP is using a braided funding model, which will allocate support from the fiscal year 2023 TCAP for the amount of $82,500 and the additional funding from our fiscal year 2020 Justice Assistance Grant Program to reach that $100,000 award. So the JAG approval for this will be requested in a separate resolution. OJPP will work closely with the municipal court to monitor outcomes, including recidivism and participant level outcomes for the Unleashing Potential Specialty Court. Pending any questions, we would ask your approval of this resolution.
If there are no if there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 421-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 421-23 has been adopted.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Thanks, you too. Human Resources.
Resolution number 422-23. Resolution authorizing a 2-year contract extension for Sedgwick Claims Management Services Incorporated to provide workers' compensation third-party administrative services in the amount of $440,000.
Good morning, Commissioners and Administrator. I'm Kimberly Kimmel, Risk Manager for the HR Department. This resolution is seeking approval to extend the Sedgwick Claims Management Services contract that authorizes Sedgwick to assist the county in administration of their workers' compensation program, including various tasks associated with claims. The contract requires injury and illness reporting and record keeping within the Public Employment Risk Reduction Program, also known as PERP. This contract extension period will be effective for a period of 2 years, beginning June 16th, 2023 through June 15th, 2025. No further extensions are remaining, and the contract will not exceed $440,000. Pending any questions or comments, I respectfully request approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 422-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 422-23 has been adopted. Resolution number 423-23. Resolution authorizing a 1-year contract extension with USI Insurance Services, LLC for risk management insurance consulting services in the amount of $62,500.
This resolution is seeking approval to extend the USI Insurance Services contract that authorizes USI to assist Franklin County with loss control, marketing, placement, and consulting services to obtain insurance coverage for property, boiler and machinery, builder's risk, cyber, workers' comp excess coverage, CBCF liability, crime, and public employees' dishonesty policies, as well as any other policy deemed necessary for the protection of Franklin County assets. The contract extension period will be effective beginning September 21st, 2023 through September 20th, 2024, with the option to extend for 1 additional year. The total cost for this 1-year extension will not exceed $62,500. Pending any questions or comments, I respectfully request approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 423-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 423-23 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Purchasing Department.
Resolution number 424-23. Resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $1,070,359.59.
Good morning, Commissioners. Joe Gregory, Compliance Program Manager for the Purchasing Department. With me today is Tamika Bumper, the Economic Equity Administrator for the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. This resolution requests your approval of 82 purchase orders for which the county auditor has pre-certified available funding. Tamika has the supply diversity data to share with you today. Good morning.
Good morning. 12 of the purchase orders being presented today are awarded to small emerging businesses, totaling $189,320.96. 4% are being awarded to minority-owned businesses, 9% are being awarded to women-owned businesses, and 1% is being awarded to small emerging businesses. Once approved, 8 agencies have provided equitable and inclusive opportunities to small businesses this week. These agencies include Clerk of Courts, Coroner's Office, Court of Common Pleas, Engineer, Fleet Management, Job and Family Services, Public Facilities Management, Sheriff's Department. And pending any questions, we request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 424-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 424-23 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Board of Commissioners.
Resolution number 425-23. Resolution approving a contract for sale and purchase of real property and the grant of a warranty deed and a temporary easement to the City of Gahanna related to the City of Gahanna's Taylor Station Road, Claycraft Road, and Research Road Roundabout Project.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jesse Armstrong, Assistant Prosecuting Attorney on behalf of Franklin County Prosecutor Gary Tyak. The first of these 2 resolutions this morning would approve a contract in the grant of a temporary easement and warranty deed to the City of Gahanna in exchange for payment in the amount of $18,421. The City of Gahanna is conducting a roadway project to build a roundabout at the intersection of Taylor Station Road, Claycraft Road, and Research Road in the City of Gahanna. The county owns real property adjacent to that roundabout project, which is located at 909 Taylor Station Road. In order to build the roundabout, the city is required to acquire a portion of the county's property and a temporary construction easement. The offer from the City of Gahanna has been reviewed by the Franklin County Engineer's Office as well as our office, and the instruments, the warranty deed and the temporary easement have been reviewed by our office as well. This resolution would further authorize the county administrator to execute on behalf of the county the contract, the warranty deed, and the temporary easement. Pending any questions, would request approval of this resolution. Thank you.
There are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 425-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 425-23 has been adopted. Resolution number 426-23. Resolution approving an easement payment agreement in the grant of an easement to Ohio Power Company, a unit of American Electric Power related to the City of Gahanna's Taylor Station Road, Claycraft Road, and Research Road Roundabout Project.
Thank you, Commissioners. This is the second of the 2 related resolutions. This resolution would approve a contract and granting of an easement to Ohio Power Company, which is a unit of AEP. This is also related to the same roundabout construction project. There are current utility electric lines in this area which need to be moved further into the county's property at 909 Taylor Station Road. And the Ohio Power Company has requested to acquire a utility easement in order to move those lines to make way for the roundabout project. Ohio Power Company has offered the sum of $9,870 in exchange for this easement. Both the engineer's office and the office of the prosecuting attorney have reviewed that offer and the proposed contract and easement and recommend approval So pending any questions, we would recommend approval of this resolution as well.
There are no questions or comments. I move for approval of Resolution 426-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 426-23 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Jesse. Madam Clerk, do we have any journalizations this morning?
Yes, we do, Mr. President. We have one. Case number ANX-24-23. An expedited Type 2 annexation petition, ANX-24-23, was filed with the Franklin County Economic Development and Planning Department on May 16, 2023. The petition is requesting to annex 22.3 acres from Madison Township to the city of Columbus. The petition will be considered by the Board of Commissioners on June 20th, 2023. The site is 5656 Bixby Road, PID number 181-000118.
All right, before we consider Resolution 42723, I have some questions. So we have executive session, but we also have a petition ditch to consider, and I believe we have guests this morning that are here for the petition ditch. So how does administration suggest that we handle this?
I think it's your call, Mr. President.
Well, I know that executive session, we have a handful of things we need to discuss, so I think that's probably going to take a bit. So I would suggest that we probably do the petition ditch first, because we have guests here, so.
Yes.
It was scheduled for 10:30.
I was going to say, yeah, it appears as though it's 10:30, from what I can tell, and I would, it's 10:20 now-ish. That clock's wrong. 10:21 is, so I would say let's do the ditch petition now.
But do we have to wait till 10:30, Mr. President? Do we have to wait till 10:30?
We have to wait till 10:30. Well, but if we start executive session, I mean, by my count, we have a handful of things that we need to discuss that are going to take quite a bit of time. So we take a few minutes break, start at promptly at 10:30, and do the ditch petition. Because, I mean, my guess is that I know we have some, I'm assuming you folks are here for the ditch petition?
No, we're not.
Oh, what are you guys here for?
We're actually here to talk about solar.
So, well, that's not on the agenda for this
Have you
morning.
signed up?
Well, we tried to call yesterday, and we left a message, and nobody ever got back to us, so we thought we would just go ahead and come in if we got a chance to speak with you.
Well, so our policy generally is that if you want to talk about something that's not on the agenda, then you need to do that at the Thursday briefing. I guess we have the ability to forego that since our meeting's over. If you'd like, what solar project is it?
Well, it's just several that are in the county in Franklin.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Mr. President, I would suggest too, I mean, since we got, 6 or 7 minutes, they fill out the secret slips, we go ahead and take them. Do we have anybody here for the ditch petition so far? We do.
Well, we have.
We have the engineer here for
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Always the joker.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know that, Mr. Engineer, we understood
it's
that.
your
to
call.
be-
I just
No, I
propose you
agree,
wanna do
I
this,
agree with you,
President.
Commissioner. I wouldn't mind doing that at all. Are you guys proponents or opponents of?
So we're actually with the laborers union to talk about.
Oh, well, then you're certainly welcome. We're happy to have you. So let's go ahead and, if you don't mind, yeah, go ahead.
I'm so sorry. Are we moving into a recess, or are we?
Well, yeah, we might as well move into a recess and then hear our friends from the Laborers Union speak on solar projects.
No, we have to do
Or
it
keep the
during the
meeting
meeting.
open.
Oh, I'm
Can I
sorry.
invite
I'm
you
sorry,
to
I
keep it
apologize.
open?
Yeah, we have to
We
keep the meeting
can,
open.
you all can approve, make a motion for a public comment period and, have that motion second.
And then they have to fill out a
Fill out
speaker
those-
slip,
yes.
correct?
Did you guys already do that? Oh, well, Tyler's taking care of getting you some, how many of you want to speak this morning?
One, then
If there were any questions or anything.
Okay,
fill out.
that's fine. So if you could fill out a speaker slip, Tyler has that for you. We'll go ahead and do that. Since there's nobody here to speak, other than our great friend, the engineer, who I'm certain will, acquiesce a few moments of his time, we don't have to start exactly at 10:30.
Okay.
We'll allow for our friends from the Laborers Union to speak, and then we'll take some questions, and is that okay with everybody?
Yes,
And
sir.
then we'll go into executive session, which I'm sure is going to be more likely than.
there are some residents outside.
Oh, there are?
Waiting in the lobby, yes.
Oh, I didn't realize. Thank you, Jim, for letting us know that. All right, well, then we'll do this as expeditiously as we can. We definitely want to hear out our friends from the Laborers Union, so.
Kenneth Wilson, County Administrator. I would recommend that you make a motion to have a period of public comment on matters of public
Could one of my
interest.
colleagues go ahead and make that motion then?
Okay, I make a motion that we take public comment before we adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. The motion is approved to hear public comment.
All right, and who's our
Okay,
speaker?
so Daniel, if you'll please come up here. So you will have 3 minutes to speak. There's a timer up there in front of you, so it'll show you your time.
If you could
And-
introduce yourself and your address for the public record, and then inform us of of the topic, and go ahead and start it.
Yes, thank you for having us. My name is Daniel Kirchner, and I'm here to speak on behalf of the Ohio Laborers Union. We represent 16,000 members in the construction union here in Ohio. My address is 1900 West 25th Street, Cleveland, Ohio. As you probably are aware of, there's been an explosion of solar farms in the state recently, and we would like to express our support for the solar farms that create good, family-sustaining union jobs. Unfortunately, many of the projects across the state, and this is why we're coming to you, have been employing out-of-state temp workers who are paid low wages and offered little to no benefits. Furthermore, there's a demonstrable lack of safety evident at these non-union work sites that are putting workers and communities at risk. On the other hand, the Ohio Laborers Union maintains a state-of-the-art state-registered training center in Howard, Ohio, that equips our members with the skills and safety training they need to do the job right. Moreover, we offer a complete solar training program and certification to apprentices and journey people looking to start in the industry. All this is to say that we have the skilled local workforce ready to get to work building Franklin's next generation of energy infrastructure. We ensure our members receive a strong middle-class wage, excellent paid health care, and a fully funded pension plan that brings security and peace of mind both on the job and afterwards. Most importantly, our members live and work in our communities around Ohio, and they spend their hard-earned money at local businesses and pay taxes here to support their neighbors and neighborhoods. In partnership with the Operators Union, the Electricians Union, the Ohio Laborers District Council has recently developed a straightforward three-trade solar agreement that covers utility-scale solar farms built in Ohio. This agreement satisfies all state and federal solar tax credit and incentive requirements, including the 80% Ohio domiciled worker requirement, prevailing wage requirements, and apprenticeship requirements. Thank you again for having us. We're going around and raising awareness of this, and we hope that you'll consider this in future projects, that we put local workers to work who are ready to work, skilled, and can support their communities with a good family-sustaining wage. So thank you
I
for
know I
having
have
us.
comments, but I'm assuming my colleagues do as well.
I just have a question, Mr.
Sure.
President, if I may.
Sure.
Can you explain more about the 80% domicile work requirement?
Yeah, sure. So the state of Ohio has a incentive for utility-scale solar farms called the Payment in lieu of Taxes program, or, well, technically the Qualified Energy Program. And it is a requirement for this tax incentive for developers. They have to employ 80% Ohio domiciled workers, which we can readily meet because we have members ready to go to work in every county in the state. But unfortunately, a lot of developers are bringing in out-of-state temp workers and more or less exploiting them.
Yeah, I'm familiar with PILT, but I didn't realize that it was a link. There was a link with the solar installation scenario. So that's helpful. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming today. We're bringing this issue up. We, so if you look at our core values, our core principles as a Board of Commissioners, one, we support sustainable energy, and we have been our Board of Commissioners since 2006, predates the three of us, actually, as members of the Board of Commission. We are supporters of sustainable energy and the environment and environmental sustainability, and so this is certainly one of our core principles and something that we support. We also support organized labor and through our efforts and activities over the last number of years, we support the efforts of organized labor, and so this is something that is certainly up our alley. I know I personally, and I would assume, I believe my colleagues we support solar energy as well. We have, I know that we have done what we could over the last number of years to support solar farms here in Franklin County. So these are all issues, and we certainly would support the efforts of employing as many Franklin County employees and residents as we can, as well as Ohio residents. So all of these are issues that you raised that we are very supportive of and familiar with. And so we thank you for being here this morning and raising this issue.
Thank you very much for having us. Sorry for popping in. It's just an issue that
It's okay. We're
pretty
glad
going
glad-
on right now. We're trying to address. So thank you very much.
Glad to
for
be able
having
to
us.
fit you on the agenda, and certainly looks like we've been able to do it with time to spare, so.
Perfect.
Perfect.
And we have some information, if you guys would like,
Please.
along with copies of this agreement.
Free trade agreement inside.
Thank you for sharing this.
Thank you very
We
much.
appreciate you guys having us.
Thank you.
We're really grateful that you came by. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for being here today, guys. All right, well, now we can move on with item 12, Resolution 42723. If you want to.
I thought we were doing.
Oh,
We're
I'm sorry.
doing, we're
Want to
doing,
recess?
And Mr.
Got
President,
to
we
do
will
the
need
dispetition,
some,
my bad.
we will need a few-minute break to get set up with transcription
Oh, yeah, yeah,
services
yeah, yeah.
and CTV, so
All
if
right,
we
well,
could
so let's
just.
recess.
You want to do it? Move to recess.
Everybody's been, it's been crazy.
second, I was going to make the motion, but second.
Somebody choose, go ahead.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Sure, yes.
Thank you, we are now in recess.
Parliamentary procedure.
It's been fun today. Thanks, guys, thanks for coming.
Come out of recess.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce? Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Thank you. We are now out of recess. And so resolution number 42723. Resolution of the Franklin County Board of Commissioners to convene into executive session for the purpose of considering personnel matters and to confer with the Franklin County Prosecutor's Office concerning pending or imminent litigation.
I move to convene into executive session to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official, and to confer with an attorney for the public body concerning disputes involving the public body that are the subject of pending or imminent court action.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce. Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 42723 has been adopted to convene into executive session.